Hello there guys, it's Captain Invisible here and welcome to turn 14 of the Iberian campaign for Medieval 2 Total War, the custom campaigns mod. I'm kind of getting over a cold, so I'm not too bad now, but yeah, a couple of days ago I was just horrific. And I tried recording my turn and it just was not working at all. So yeah, we're gonna try again this evening. And as I say, I'm slightly better, so we're gonna see if I can manage it this turn. Also, I am currently using my stopwatch on my phone to time my turns as well. Partly because I've had turns that go over 60 minutes, and also it allows me to keep track of my 10-minute recording times, so I can reset the recording, reset my recording parts, so it'll help me keep track of those as well. So we're going to be a bit more organised coming into turn 14. I also have some fancy title screens as well that I'm going to start adding to my videos, so those will be interesting. So, we've got some diplomacy from Castilla y Leon. He wants map info for his map info. He wants us to become his vassal, and he is threatening us with war if we do not. That's a bit ambiguous of him. I'm not sure what he's planning with this, whether he just wanted to go to war and didn't have a declare war function, but I'm not going to accept that because it's a bit of a steep offer. And then along with it, he sent us a message, it looks like. 3 verse 1 is better than 2 verse 2, please consider it. So yeah, that was obviously his idea of getting me to join him and Apollo, which, you know, if you're going to get someone to join you, don't threaten them with war or force them into becoming your vassal, because that's just silly. There was no way I was going to become his vassal, considering that he's currently getting his ass kicked by France. So yeah, we're going to avoid that as much as possible. And then the end of turn report. We are currently losing money. We're gonna have to fix that somehow. We're almost losing 1,000 florins, so yeah, as I say, we'll have to look into that. Militarily, France is top. We are currently third. Financially, Portugal is top. We are fourth. Production, we are third to Portugal, who is top. So Portugal doing better than us financially. We'll have to see what that's all about. Population, we are third to France, and overall we are third, with Portugal being top. So, just looking at the map. Oh god, it's a bit jumpy there. Just looking at the campaign map, it looks like Portugal have taken Cordoba, which is probably why his financials are so high, and his population, because Cordoba is just such a power center in Iberia that it's hard to really. It's hard when you lose it, because you then don't have the edge in that financial gain. I know that when we took it, our population and financials skyrocketed, so it's certainly a worthwhile city to have. So we'll have to retake that this turn. I do have a plan, so we'll look into that. For now, we're going to send a spy down to this force, or this fort, just to keep an eye on this army. We don't want any spies breaking into the fort there. We're going to send this cavalry up here to support this army. Just keep an eye on that for us. And this spy is going to check out this French diplomat, just to gain some skills. And then this one, we've seen what's in. Oh no, we've not seen what's in Lisbon. Let's get a bit closer. So a general, 2 spear militia, and some peasant crossbows. So nothing too scary there. So this army, once it's been retrained and things, or once it's gathered all its forces, it can actually move up to try and take that place. I might want a ballista actually. It'll take a couple of turns. It'll give us a chance to maybe gather some forces from over here to make a move as well. We've got another spy which we'll send up. Can sit in Cadiz, and then we might move him up towards the rebels that were here, just to get some training as well. Other than that, I think that's all I really wanted to do in terms of my management of my places. Yeah, there's not a lot I'm really thinking about. The one thing that is on my mind is obviously Cordoba, so let us get some mercenaries. Those two will do. I was kind of hoping I would get more because Apollo's force is considerably, well, at least considerably stronger than ours. It's not necessarily bigger, but looking at these mercenary spearmen and the amount of missiles he has is going to be an advantage in that respect. Whereas ours is mostly cavalry, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not going to be an easy fight, to say the least. I would be lying though if I said that I didn't expect Apollo to do this. You know, the great part of a trap is that it's so irresistible that he had to take Cordoba. There was a small garrison and I wasn't prepared for it, so he kind of almost had to take Cordoba, and in doing that he's now trapped himself, and because I've got ballistas I get the attack on his force. So I'm currently in the driving seat, as it were. So, without further ado, let us get into this siege and see what madness unfolds. So, for the glory of the Moorish Sultanate, we will retake Cordoba.
Besieging the enemy.
And we can just do it straight away because we've got a ballista. So, the forces of Kazim, the defender of Cordoba, against the forces of King Henrique, the conqueror of Cordoba. So two brave men that have fought hard for Cordoba over the past few turns will finally come to blows. Nice 3-star general against a 6-star general, and this is his king, so this guy is really important to Apollo. He's a really strong general, so it'll be hard to beat, but you know, it's also very important, and losing him will be, you know, huge for Apollo. He's got quite a sizable force, as I said, a lot of decent spearmen, some crappy ones as well, but mostly decent. A lot of cavalry as well. I think we've got more cavalry, but yeah, he's pretty good, decent in cav, and his missiles as well. It's got quite a lot of those. So if the AI uses those effectively, it will certainly give us a run for our money. So let's get into the battle, and we shall see what we can do at Cordoba. We'll get into this and hopefully off all the way through it. So let's just hear the general speech and then we shall get into the battle.
must spill our blood here, then so be it. But I would sooner see our foes suffer defeat and death.
What a cheery speech. Talking about Moorish warriors spilling their own blood. Knowing the AI, it will probably deploy on this front wall. So, I want to deploy at the gate, at one of the side gates, probably this one, because my line goes all the way up to it. I don't think it goes up to all the way up to the other side. No, as you can see, it's at an angle. I don't want to be at that angle, so it'll make my ballistas less accurate. So we'll deploy here, and hopefully the AI will take a while to redeploy, giving us time to destroy the gate and breach the defences. So we've got our infantry ready to rush forward when the gate falls. Cavalry behind, and our general just off in the back with the crossbowmen. The crossbowmen are probably going to be quite valuable. If we can get rid of the enemy's crossbowmen and use our crossbowmen and ballistas effectively, then we'll be in a strong position. So all units are here, so we can begin, and we shall blast down the gate with our ballista. It might take us a while. I think it's only going to be, just fast forward it might only be 4% a hit. Yeah. So not too good, but hopefully it'll be down in a bit. On super fast forward it'll be done fairly quickly. Although we're currently also hitting the gatehouse, which is what I was afraid of at the other side. Because of the angle, it wouldn't have been very effective. So we want to do this to about 80%, and then we need to rush our infantry forward so that we can catch the gate before it explodes, before it sort of blows. So let's wait to 90 actually. We've still got some time to breach before the AI repositions, but we'll try it. We'll probably try it now actually. Yeah, now. Because as soon as we move, the AI has a bit of a freak out and sends all its troops this way. So we need to make sure that we are there before the AI realizes something's going on.
Allah is glorious. We have taken the walls.
So we've captured the gatehouse.
Captured this place.
So the enemy won't be able to pour boiling oil on us, because that's always the main issue with this mod as well. Boiling oil is a thing, so we have to make sure that we take the gate nice and early. So we've got our spearmen coming in to take out that enemy cav. And then we've got the spearmen and archers rushing over. So we'll get some of our spearmen over to this side to defeat this force that's coming our way. So we've got our spearmen defeating the enemy cav at the at this front. So that is good. Oh, hello. The enemy archers decided to rush up. That's a big mistake. I'm going to be able to cut those guys down easily. So we're going to be able to defeat these guys fairly quickly at this side. The archers just won't be able to beat our cavalry and spearmen. And the enemy's going to try to send in reinforcements, but I think it'll be too late. The front is looking good. And it looks like they've sent the general in. A fearsome sight to behold. But against our missiles, I think he'll find we've got a bit more bite than he's probably used to. Let's give him a couple of javelin volleys as well. We are losing men at the front, but at this side I think it's going a bit better. Just going to pull the cavalry back and let the spearmen do some work. So there are spearmen in this vicinity. God, this general is going hell for leather against our spearmen. We have to throw just about everything we've got at the general.
The enemy king is dead! Crush his men while they gnash their teeth and weep!
Excellent, so there goes the general, and that should be the force. So we just need to push forward and take these units out at this side. So we've broken through the centre, so we'll create a block just to block any units there, and then we'll bring up the ballista into range. There's still a lot of spearmen forces over at this side. We might struggle.
Curse the sun that shines on our disgrace! We must turn the wind of battle, or we will taste ashes instead of victory.
Some more spearmen coming at the front. Oh, we've inadvertently sent our ballista forward. We really don't need that engaging. Yeah, just deploy back there. Start firing. So ballista's gonna start firing. Hopefully get some kills. Nice. Any kill on these mercenary spearmen will be a welcome one. In fact, we're going to have to send some support over here as well. Because our spearmen are not doing too well. Yeah, they're really pushing at that side. So we're gonna have to utilise our defences a bit better. But we are breaking through at this side. But this is going to be the pain. I think they've... Oh no, they've not captured the gatehouse. I thought they had the gatehouse back, which would have been a real pain.
For the moment, the fickle smile of fortune shines upon us. Pray, this is a portent of a victory.
So we should be able to flank these guys actually with some spearmen. I'm hoping that we've got time to do that. Our spearmen at the front seem to be doing okay actually. This fancy armour they've got from the armour upgrade seems to be helping them a lot. Along with the crossbow fire that's currently raining down on the enemies.
Only half the enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
So keep using the ballista. We'll keep up the pressure and hopefully we can break through at this side. Because if we can break through these spearmen, that's pretty much... Well, it's still got some infantry, but that would pretty much be the army. About 3 units of spearmen, so... We've still got a lot of our cavalry intact as well, which I know is not the best, but... Ah, there we go. Right, let's chase them all the way back to the centre.
Our foe fights with horns made of clay. We are winning the battle.
We've got these guys under pressure, so these guys they're shaken and will break probably soon. They are putting up a hell of a fight though. See if we can get our crossbowmen to do some damage. To get this cavalry
Allah have mercy. We have
round.
lost half of our men. Our men have taken control of the city.
Excellent. I think that in itself is the game. But what we'll do is we'll try to destroy all the enemy units before the time runs out. No survivors.
Victory is all we'll surely see this.
Sorry, that's my alarm to tell me that it was time to reset the recording. I don't know whether you heard that, but yeah, that's what it is. So So yeah, we've taken those guys, and we're about to beat these spearmen, or this spearman. There's only a couple of units left. So it's just these spear militia who are going to get crushed to death by horses, and then
All praise to Allah. This is a most
these guys that
crushing
were running
victory.
away. So excellent, we've managed
We
to
live in marble,
retake
and our
Cordoba
foes in sand.
with not too many losses. Only 258 losses to 517 kills. Our cavalry is still intact. It's just our spearmen that took a hell of a beating. But they can be retrained, spearmen. So there is that. You know, our cavalry is harder to retrain. We'll have to send it back to Granada otherwise.
Such is the fate of all infidels who face me. I swore they would regret resisting us, Sultan.
Excellent. Right, we don't want to execute, definitely not. We don't really want to sack, even though it'll give us lots of money. It'll reduce the population, and I don't want to reduce the population. So we'll just occupy it. It'll give us a negative thing due to unrest, but that will go away eventually. It's not going to stay there forever. So we definitely would just want to leave Cordoba as is. We'll want to build a small what is it, masjid back. We want to build one of those again, just to get our Islam back up and running. So those guys are coming to reinforce. So we can't retrain at the moment, but turns till next available 4. Okay, so apparently in 4 turns we can retrain these spearmen, which is going to be a hell of a long time. But they do have chevrons, and they do have the bronze defense upgrade, so I think we'll be able to defend Cordoba until then. So we got some traits. Kazim is 2 command, cruel and cunning, +2 to dread. Is a notorious berserker, which gives him +1 to command and +1 to morale. And is noble in rule, +2 chivalry. So Kazim now is a 5-star general, which is pretty good, considering he was only 3-star when we did this battle. And he's lost. He gained some dread and then he lost his dread. So he's he's currently got no. He's sort of neutral. And he got the notorious berserker trait. Excellent. So yeah, Kazim's turned into quite a ferocious general. Really scary how good he's been at Cordoba. So that is pretty much it. There's not a lot I can / want to do. Oh, there is this guy that needs to move to Marrakesh.
Watch patrols. We rest here.
I want to send my ships on scouting missions. Other than that, as I said, there's not a lot to do. Building a ballista in Cadiz just to give this army a piece of siege equipment. We can. Oh, we need to send letters. Things still good in the north. Keep up the pressure. Paulo is at breaking point. So a little message to Swiss man, just let him know that things are going okay in the south. Castile, we find your offer distasteful. You have not got the influence to force us to become your vassals. I believe it to be a cheap excuse to initiate begin. I know how much he hates that. To begin. Declare war on us. Declare war on us. This is why I don't do letters at all in this. It just take me way too long. Choose your next actions carefully. I have held my word. Send. And Apollo. Hey, Apollo. How is the new king? Hopefully. Better at avoiding traps than the last one. Yeah, I know it may sound like I was using that as a trap, as an excuse for a trap, but it was, there was no way he could avoid, resist Cordoba. It was just like a crown jewel sat on top of a pedestal that he just had to take. And as soon as he did, he was surrounded by Moorish troops and slain. So, yeah, I wanted him. If he would have gone up this way, I wouldn't have seen his army again. It could have gone up that way, and I would have lost it. But because he came this way and trapped himself in Cordoba, I knew exactly where his army was, and I could destroy it at my leisure, which was very quickly, to say the least. And it was all thanks to that ballista. So, yeah, we made that happen. It was part of the plan, so we shall stick by that. So the faction rankings, overall it says we are top, even though the thingy didn't. Military, we have quite a lot of military prowess. Production dropped, no doubt, to losing Cordoba. Territorial, pretty much the same. Financial went down slightly. And population's less than Swissman's. I don't know how these and the end of turn report matches up. Whether the end of turn report is what happened last turn, and these are kind of like if by next turn it shows how I've suddenly dropped, or territorially how I lost Cordoba, it might drop a bit next turn. I don't know. I don't know how they match up, but obviously it's not very well. So yeah, both family trees seem to be doing quite well. They both have both brothers have some quite nice family members. Just waiting for all these guys to become of age, and then I'll have quite a strong general force. For now, as I say, I think that's pretty much it. plan of action is obviously to get this force moving up to Lisbon as quickly as possible. I think Apollo has a force here, but it might be fairly weak. I don't think it's got anything as substantial as that. So we'll just wait to rebuild this force, and then once we're built up here, we can obviously move up here as well, or maybe move to reinforce this flank. And there goes my alarm again. Just need to reset the recording. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm expecting. So we'll look into that over the next few turns. For now, I can end the turn safe in the knowledge that we have Cordoba and something's going on. There we are. So we can save as that one. Excellent. And we shall pass the turn on to Apollo. So check out Apollo's turn 14. It'll prove to be quite an interesting one, especially after we retook Cordoba. And I shall see you guys in turn number 15. And this I'll be putting up turn 16 with the new title thing. So if you haven't done so already, let me know what you think of that. It didn't take too much effort, but as I say, your input is obviously appreciated. And if you want me to change anything on it, just let me know. But yeah, for now, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in turn number 15. Turn number 15 is quite a milestone as well. So see you then.